Charleen, our next topic is what happens from the time that, the vendor and the client signs the contract, and then we only have a 5-day cooling off period. In my case, what I do is I actually provide that contract of sale to the bank, and then of course we order valuation of the property. And then of course, because you've got an approval in principle, all the bank needs to do is of course check whether that valuation comes back at contract price. And if it does, because everything has been checked, your income, your savings and all that, if everything's in order, then all the bank needs to do is issue a formal approval. Now, on the side, the conveyancer is also doing a lot of things for the client. So can you please elaborate what you actually do?
So of course we review the contract of sale, and then we check that all the attachments the prescribed documents are attached, and explain to clients if there's any easements, restrictions, or covenants affecting the property. And also we order a building and pest inspection report and a strata inspection report if it's strata property. So we will arrange for the inspection, and then once we receive the reports, we'll go over it, and then we'll discuss it with the clients. If the clients are happy with the reports, with the result, then they have the formal approval. If they want to proceed with the purchase, then they have to pay the balance of the deposit to the real estate agent before the cooling off period expires.
I see. So how much is a pest and building inspection? And it's a third party who does that.
Yes, it's a third. They're third party inspectors. So a strata inspection report ranges from $300 to $400, and a building and pest inspection is usually around $400 to $500. And it depends on the number of bedrooms. Some inspector charge based on the number of bedrooms and the size of the property.
What are the reasons why a buyer would rescind from a
based
contract?
Based on the reports. With the building and pest inspection, sometimes when the report comes back, there's defects. So let's say there's termite damage, or there's crack in the foundation, or if, especially if it's an existing property and it's quite old, it's a 30-year-old house.
Yeah.
There could be a lot of structural issues, or like the condition's not that good, and if there's any asbestos materials used in the property, especially if it's built, I think before 1980s. So in this case, because the purchasers are buying the property as it is, it's very important to have these reports, because it's good for them to have an idea of any additional expenses that they might have after the settlement. Now, with the strata inspection report, a common cause for rescission is if there's a deficit in the admin or in the capital works fund. So if the strata, if the owner's corporation doesn't have enough money, then in that case there's going to be a special levy raised aside from the quarterly levy. So in that case, we'll have to see how much the special levies are, and if it's quite a lot of money, then the purchaser will see if that's within their budget. There may also be defects. Let's say if a property has a lot of major defects, and they are going after the builder to fix it, and if there's any let's say a court case between the builder and the owner's corporation, then legal fees may be involved, and it could be quite a lot of money. So usually, if purchasers see that and they don't want to take the risk of buying, then they usually rescind the contract.
If the purchaser rescinds the contract, will the holding deposit be refunded to them, or?
No, definitely not. As per the contract of sale, the holding deposit will be forfeited, and it will go to the vendor.
I see. So, and then of course, during that stage of the 5 business days cooling off period, you're doing the title search.
Yes. We'll check the contract for the title, make sure it's the vendor is the registered proprietor.
That's right.
And check all the attachments to the contract of sale, and check the 10.7 certificate from council.
Yeah.
And just if there's any requests for amendments, let's say the special condition, there's special conditions there that you want to be deleted, then we make the requests for amendments during the cooling off period.
Alright. And so if everything's okay, no problem with the building, no problem with the house, then of course on the 5th business day, and of course the finance is ready, the bank tells me that yes, we are formally approving the property. So what happens on the 5th day or the 10th day, if we are allowed to actually extend the cooling off period?
So if the purchaser wants to proceed with the purchase, then they have to pay the balance of the deposit to the real estate agent's trust account on or before the cooling off period expires. And then as soon as the cooling off period expires, then the next day the contract is unconditionally exchanged, and then now we proceed to settle.